daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Liverpool podcast. You're joining me, Michael Lake, and we've got a guest here with Louie, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different now that we're on the international break circuit, where there is nothing to talk about for a while. I mean, there's a big build-up to being next season that there might be 3 weeks of international break at the start of the season, which would be killer. But as I said, I am now joined by Louie. Louie, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. I'm really worried for these next couple of weeks just because the content is going to be very creative, but I'm sure we'll get plenty of great stuff coming to you guys as well.
Yeah, I mean we're not scraping the bottom of the barrel, but obviously with the Chelsea game, we don't really want to be dwelling on that too much.
Definitely
It
not.
was not a good result. I'm sure the boys have talked that to death. So we're going to put that to the back of our minds. Look to the future. Well, look to the past more specifically. We're going to be talking about our all-time best 11 draft. So how this format's going to work. One of us is going to take it in turns to pick a player in each position. So we'll start with goalkeepers, defenders, and so on. And then we'll move our way through the positions. And then we should end up with our all-time best 11. And we can debate and we'll kind of go through and make some good choices, I hope. So first of all, we're going to start with goalkeepers. Louis, do you want to go first?
Well, we'll do heads or tails.
We'll do heads or tails.
Yeah, this is actually a Danish kroner that I just found in my wallet from my trip to Copenhagen a few months ago.
Wow,
and I haven't got any sterling in there.
Flexing your travelling there. Did you go and see the Copenhagen games while you were there?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't get time. It's a bit out of the centre, the thing. And I'm annoyed actually because Brøndby were playing against Copenhagen, which is
that's a good game. That
it's a huge derby, and they weren't allowing any away fans because it all kicked off the last time they visited each other. Yeah, don't sleep on the Danish derby.
Yeah, when I was in Copenhagen, I went and saw Nordsjælland versus Copenhagen. That was a good game. It was a surprisingly empty stadium for how big you think Copenhagen the club is, but it was a good game in the end. I think Copenhagen won in the end. I think it was 3-2. But anyway, flip that coin.
Heads or tails, Michael?
Tails never fails.
It's heads. Okay. So in that case, I'll go first. So we're starting with goalkeeper and then working through defence, midfield, attack.
We'll work our way up.
Are we saying 4-3-3 for this?
You can do any formation you want, but I'm going to go for 4-3-3.
I'll go 4-3-3 as well, just to make it easier. And one holding midfielder. So let's go goalkeeper first. I kind of just want to go Alisson. I know it's... Listen, you can talk about the injury record all you want, but you've got a goalkeeper there who is just positionally one of the best, if not the best ever, coming off the line and just not making any fuss about the saves. On a previous podcast we did on GSPM where we did a crossover for the Arsenal game, Jesse just completely broke down how incredible Alisson is in goal and just how comfortable you feel watching Liverpool knowing that he's the safe pair of hands. And time again, you just look at him and just think there are certain matches. I mean, recently the Palace game where you think, if there was another goalkeeper in there, like Simon Mignolet, for example, not to put any slander on his name, but you just think with a different goalkeeper of a bit less quality, this could have been Liverpool out of the game a lot earlier. But not even just his shot stopping, but his distribution as well, because he could kick a ball far and up to Salah. And you think of the Man United goal he scored at the Kop end where he took off his shirt and Alisson came running after him. So you look to Alisson and I'm going for him.
Fair. I mean, you mentioned Simon Mignolet. I mean, I was going to say him, but now you've slandered him, so I can't. I was going to say him. Oh, you've ruined it for me.
I've completely thrown you off.
Yeah, you've thrown me off now. I've got to scramble. I mean, some other honourable mentions. I mean, I've got to kind of caveat this 11 is that I'm going to base it off sort of name recognition for the players that I haven't seen. So I was born in the 2000s. so I
As
am
was I.
relatively young. So I have not seen the likes of Ray Clements, Bruce Grobbelaar, those sort of players play. But like I understand what my dad and my granddad,
Yeah,
how they would
exactly.
talk about them. So that's kind of for players older than my ages. I might not know them too well, but I'll kind of give them my best shout to do it. And it might be a little bit of recency bias in terms of the
Yeah,
overall history of Liverpool, just because that's what I've seen, that's what I've grown up with. So you've gone with Allison for your first pick.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Locking it in.
I'm gonna write that down so I don't copy. Okay, so the choices are, I've got a list in front of me. The five in front of me are Ray Clements, Bruce Grobbelaar, Jerzy Dudek, or Pepe Reina. Or obviously, there's honourable mentions for Karius, Mamadashvili after his good few appearances.
Yeah, wow,
Uh,
what a great showing.
I mean, or the Queven Kelleher. He's actually had a
Oh
bit of
yeah,
a.
just for
He,
that
he could
Carabao
get
Cup
in it.
final alone.
Come on.
Clinical
So
penalty taker.
I mean, we're obviously joking around. I think the contenders for me, Pepe Reina was the one I actually grew up with in terms
Yeah,
of
same.
it was sort of 2005, 2014. He was
Yeah.
he was
I
our
think
goalkeeper.
Pepe Reina was the goalkeeper of all goalkeepers in Liverpool history
Mm,
that you would want in a penalty shootout as well,
mm.
because he
Yeah,
was so good at those.
I think Pepe Reina being like he was at the club for what 9 years, wasn't he? Won an
Yeah,
FA
9 years.
Cup and a League Cup
Hmm.
in that time. Like I think I mean, he was kind of imperious when he was playing.
Hmm.
And I always remember every time I sort of saw him at a new club after he left us, he would just bounce around. He never seemed to have that stability because he was basically a Liverpool player, wasn't he?
Hmm.
Just throughout his whole career. I think is he still playing? I think he
I
might still be
think
playing.
I think he just recently retired,
Has he
but
just recently retired? Because he was
I
playing for
think
Como or someone like that
yeah, yeah,
recently,
yeah,
wasn't he?
exactly. He's 43 now, and he's only just retired this year.
43 is a
So
good shift.
yeah,
But
love him.
I
I
mean,
absolutely love Reina.
so my choice, I think for me, it's kind of got to be Jerzy Dudek just for 2005. Like,
Really?
even though I haven't, like, obviously I was, what, 6 when he left Liverpool or something like that. Like, it was early on, but, like, just for that whole, like, wobbling and stepping off his line and saving the penalties in the
Yeah.
penalty shootout, I think, although
And
Reina
in
had such that long career,
The Man
yeah,
United League Cup final in 2003.
yeah, I mean, like he's got he has won important trophies for us. I think the Champions League being the biggest one, but obviously the League Cup as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think for me, I'm going to go for Dudek actually. I mean, honourable mention for Ray Clements, Bruce Grobbelaar, Tommy Lawrence. Those sort of players who all have kind of won trophies in the past, but I mean, some of these players played in the 70s. I mean, that is 30 years
Ray
before I was
Clements
even
played for
born.
Liverpool 14 years, by the way.
14 years is a very, very good shift. And
Yeah.
maybe as an honourable mention, we can kind of put him in. But in terms of who I feel like is in my all time 11, if I can't pick Allison, because let's face it, it would be Allison.
Hmm.
I think I would go for Jerzy Dudek just for the Champions League kind of alone, really, for me.
Yeah, that Champions League final, that point blank save against Shevchenko. Oh my gosh. I've
Mm-hmm.
never seen a save like that ever. It's just I don't think he even knew anything about it, but he was strong
He
enough to
just
know.
just got his something on it.
Yeah, and he's living off that Champions League final for the rest of his life, and I can't blame him. What
Yeah,
a
rightly
performance!
so.
Okay, so I'll let you pick the first right back then.
For the right back. Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, there is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is a very, very obvious person to say. I
Yeah,
mean, another player who has also had a long career and did play at right back at one point is Jamie Carragher. So I think for me, it's between those two if we're picking an out and out right back.
hmm,
Um, but now, say putting those two next to each other, I think it kind of has to be Trent, doesn't it? I think academy graduate, even though he left on a bit of a sour note, I think like he's won league titles, he's won Champions League, he's won FA Cup, he's won League Cup. He's literally won everything he can at Liverpool, and I think if he'd gone on to kind of finish his career at Liverpool and not leave in such a way as he did. I mean, leaving on a free, you can't really knock him for it, because obviously,
Yeah,
like,
no.
he's got an opportunity to go to Real Madrid.
I
It's
think
a
the dust has
Coutinho
settled
situation
now.
again. Yeah, it's a Coutinho situation again, where it's like he's gone to Real Madrid and he's now just another player. He's a bench option. Like,
Mm.
he's
It's
not
been a
that big
rocky start
brand
to
that.
his career.
Yeah, he's not that big brand that he thought he would be when he changed his name on socials to just Trent.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he's just another player. Like, he would have been a club legend if he had finished his career. Like, with that sort of like resume of league titles, Champions League, or 2 league titles now, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, like all those sort of titles under his belt, I think like it would have been it would have been up there with like sort of Gerrard, for like, just in terms of like absolute club legend, homegrown, everything to do with him. And I think that is why it stung when he left. But in terms of like all time, there's not much better in terms of like assist output and just
Yeah.
general sort of how good he is.
He did
There's nothing.
revolutionize that right back role that when he started playing as a hybrid for us. It was
Hmm.
something unlike
Hmm.
we've ever seen before, stepping into midfield and pinging the balls forward. And there have been times this season where I've thought, God, I mean, we could have done with Trent in this game.
Yeah.
So he does. You do notice a complete difference when he steps onto a pitch, and also he's a local boy as well. Playing from the academy since the age of 6 all the way
Mm.
through. That's something in itself.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those players that, like, as you said, like, we kind of need at the moment. Like, our build up is in desperate need of someone like him. I'm
Yeah,
sure we'll come over that over that hump and we'll kind of deal with it. But I
yeah,
mean, it's one of those things that we are a little bit missing at the moment. Okay, so we'll move on. Do you want to do left back? Do you
yeah.
want to do centre backs? Do you want to do
No. You
what
picked
was it?
your right back first, so I'll pick my right back
Mm-hmm.
first. I think we'll just do it position by
Yeah,
position
yeah,
like that.
no worries.
And I'm going to go for the most decorated player in Liverpool's history at right back, and that is Mr. Phil Neal, who played for Liverpool for 11 years and won 22 trophies, including scoring in 2 European finals. So
I mean,
he
that is
can't
a
really. You can't listen to this: 8 league titles, 4 European Cups, 1 UEFA
wow.
Cup, and 4 League Cups. That
That's
is.
a resume. That
And by the way, those 4 League Cups were a four-peat.
fair.
I mean, you can't really knock that sort of glory. He also three-peated the league in 82, 83, and 84. They also won in 1980 and 1986 as well. And, that's one of the players that are the older generation Liverpool fans will be able to appreciate. Obviously, I can appreciate it just by looking at those trophies that he won. But I just look at a player like that who's made 365 consecutive league appearances between 1974 and 1983 for Liverpool. That's reliability and that's consistency, and you know that's my pick at right back. Basically, I think based on that, you might even be regretting picking Trent Alexander-Arnold at this
A
point.
little bit now. I've got to admit, he wasn't really on my radar in terms of the fact that he won these titles between 74 and 85. Like, as I said, he wasn't really on my radar. But I mean, that is an incredible pick, and I'm a little bit jealous in terms of picking Trent now. I mean, I maybe could have got away without picking him. But yeah,
Yeah,
that is a very good pick.
I'm liking my team so far.
Yeah,
I
you've got
really am.
Allison. Oh, that is a good team. Allison and Phil Neal.
Yeah. And now you went first for right back, so I'll
Yeah,
go
you can go
first
first for this time.
for centre back. Um, I mean, I think it just has to be Van Dijk, doesn't it? It
Yeah,
just
good
does.
choice. Very, very good
I
choice.
mean, it was either going to be Van Dijk or it was going to be Alan Hansen, and Alan Hansen was at Liverpool for 14 years, won 8 league titles, 3 European
Hmm.
Cups, 2 FA Cups,
Hmm.
4 League Cups. But I'm picking Van Dijk just because that is a player that was our glue at the back. He's had to make partnerships with loads of different players at centre back, like Matip, Gomez, Kanate, Lovren. But with Hansen, it was always Hansen and Lawrenson for all those years. I mean, I could be wrong about that. He might have had some good partnerships with other players. I mean, he was there for 14 years. But I just look at Van Dijk and I just think if you're an attacker, how do you beat him? Because his frame is massive and he'll give you the time and space, but then he'll just close you down as soon as you're about to take a shot and make you look really foolish. And he's tall. He wins every header. He's so physical as well. It's the perfect centre back. I honestly think he might be the best centre back of all time. It's him, Maldini, Nesta. They're the top three. Maybe you could put some other players in the conversation, like I don't know, Bobby Moore, Yap Stam, some of them. But I'm leaving Van Dijk at the top because I'm a Liverpool fan and I've watched him week in, week out for ever since he came to us in 2018 season.
VVD is an incredible pick. I think clearly, even if it was a best 11 of all time football, I think he makes as you said, he makes a case for being in there. So I think having him in the all-time 11 is just a given, and I think it was whoever got lucky with the draw and went first kind of got him and got the punch in first. But as you said, I think it was between him and Alan Hansen. I'm going to have to go for Hansen. I cannot let you have VVD and Hansen as the back.
No.
That would be. I think I'd lose straight off the bat.
Well, you get to pick both of your players, so you might just want to go for Hansen and Lawrenson.
I'm picking Hansen. Hansen won 8 league titles, 3 European Cups, 4 League Cups. Very similar to Phil Neal, sort of a similar sort of time frame, slightly different though. But I'm actually going to not go for Lawrenson. I'm going to go for Hippier.
Okay,
I think that's more just my sort of like. That is a player that I actually did watch, and like is a player that I like. He was captain. He captained Liverpool for 2 years before Gerrard did. He was 2001, 2003. Like he's one of those players that like he was just sort of imperious all the time. He was the big Finn single, like being at the back. There's no real weaknesses to his game. I've got to admit. So I think I'm going for Hippier. So I've gone for Hansen and Hippier, the double H at the back.
That is, I mean, that's absolutely fantastic. Well, I'm going to go for Mark Lawrenson.
Going to go for Mark Lawrenson.
Yeah, I mean, 5 league titles. I mean, it's just that partnership with Hansen he had, and he was so good on the ball as well, and he was so quick. And it's just, I just love that partnership, and I think Mark Lawrenson has gone so under the radar throughout football history. So I think it explains itself, really.
Yeah. I mean, he also won 5 league titles, European Cup, FA Cup, 3 League Cups. Like he's got, like, even though we're comparing him to the likes of Hansen and Van Dijk and stuff, I mean, he's got a CV to kind of rival Van Dijk and obviously Hippier. But I think that's a good set of players right there. But yeah, it's your turn to pick your left back. Who are you going for?
I'm going for, well, for me, it was a toss-up between Robertson and Alan Kennedy. And just based on the fact that he scored the winner in the 1981 European Cup final and the decisive penalty in the shootout in 84, I have to go for Alan Kennedy. Also, the fact that he did play for Liverpool for 8 years and won 5 league titles, 2 Euro. I mean, he was part of the glory days. I don't have to keep on throwing these numbers because I can just say the dates of when he was playing for Liverpool, and everyone's just like, oh, so he was part of that success. So yeah, I'm going for Alan Kennedy.
Fair enough. That is it. I mean, it's a good choice. He's obviously got
the winner against Real Madrid in the European Cup final, and being the last player to do so, by the way, is unbelievable.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm the 2 options for me that's left out are fairly modern options. For me, it's Andrew Robertson and John Arne Riise. I think John Arne Riise is kind of just a. I mean, he was basically a left midfielder, kind of like he the big Norwegian. Oh,
And
not that big.
he did play
Norwegian.
on the left hand side of midfield in the 2005 Champions League final as
Yeah,
well, because it
yeah.
was unfortunately Jimmy Traore at left back. I mean, God, he had a
Yeah.
horrific first half. My
Yeah,
word.
I mean, my team is very much either the 2005 team or the modern day team. I've only got Hansen, who wasn't part of
Mm.
either of those teams. I think um, so I'm going to go for Andy Robertson out of those two, but John Henry's honourable mention. I think also an honourable mention would be to Jamie Carragher. I know maybe he wasn't
Yeah.
the best in terms of like his actual like ability, doesn't really compare to any of the centre backs we've said, but in terms of just being that one club man, he got that award from Bilbao recently, didn't he? To
Yeah.
do with being a one club man, but yeah, I'm going to go for Andy Robertson.
Fair enough. And now I'm seriously wondering who your first choice in midfield could
Yeah,
possibly be.
I think it has to be. There's only one player, and
Yeah.
that is Naby Keita. I mean, I mean,
Yes. I was
I
thinking the
mean,
same thing. You read my
it's
mind.
Stevie. It has to be Stevie G. It
Yeah.
has to be. I mean, there's no real other choice in there. I mean, obviously there are other real choices, but in terms of just like Mr. Liverpool, like
Hmm.
that is who I think of. So like, it has to be, and I'm glad I got the first pick on that.
Yeah, that's the one you were looking forward to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um, okay. I'm gonna go for my two midfielders as well. Graham Souness, I'm gonna go with.
Fair.
I mean, just looking at his highlights, it's just like God. I would have absolutely hated to play against him. I mean, what a
Yeah.
horrible, horrible man. He only played for Liverpool for 6 years, but he won 5 league titles, 3 European Cups, and 3 League Cups. I mean, that
Fair
is,
enough. That's a decent return. That.
yeah, that's not bad at all. Also, this is the man that put down the flag of, was it Galatasaray or Fenerbahce? I can't remember who it was he managed, but he put
Oh
down the
yeah.
flag in the centre circle of the
Was it
opposition team as a
Galatasaray?
manager. I
I think it was
uh,
Galatasaray, wasn't
yeah, whoever it was. I mean, that is a man who just does not care about
it? Yeah.
how people feel about him.
I think he would back himself to against any of them. To be fair, he'd back
Yeah.
himself to win in a fight.
Oh yeah, God, and he's Scottish as well. Says it all. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Souness. I think he
Mhm.
also captained Liverpool in the '84 final,
Mhm.
as well. So he was a proper leader. Now I'm really torn here between my next two between two players for my next pick. I'm either gonna go for Ronnie Whelan, just based
Fair.
on longevity. Oh God, I really like Jan Molby as well. I've just remembered him. I think no, I'm going to take my first pick. I'm going to go for Terry McDermott.
You've
I don't know
mentioned
why
two
you're.
names, then gone for a completely different
Yeah,
name.
no,
Fair
no,
enough. Yeah.
yeah, Terry McDermott, because I had two in my mind, and then I saw Jan Molby, and I don't know why, I just absolutely love Jan Molby. I know his stories that he tells, it's just they're so funny. But no, Terry McDermott, I'm going to go for.
Fair.
It's just again, he was at Liverpool for 8 years, and it was between 74 and 82. I'm going to leave it at that because that tells you everything.
Yeah.
But just the way he played, because he had lungs of a horse. That man ran around the pitch, and that header against Tottenham in '78 that my dad told me about. It was like the most beautiful team play, just pinging the ball around everywhere, and then
Mhm.
the ball just came to him. He headed it in, and that's just one of the iconic Liverpool goals
Mhm.
of that era. Back when Tottenham were really good as well, back in '78. I think Ozzy
Yeah.
Artiles, was he there at that point? I can't remember. So yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, very good choice, very good midfield that you've got Souness, McDermott in midfield at the moment. Um, you
Souness and
didn't,
McDermott.
yeah, I mean, that's good too. So my second midfielder, I've got two picks, haven't I? So because it's my
Yeah,
second
yeah,
one, then I've got
yeah.
first
This,
pick.
this
Okay,
completes
so
your midfield. So you've got
I can
Gerard
finish off
already.
my midfield.
Yeah.
I've got Gerard. I think I'm going to go for a midfield two after that of Ronnie Whelan and Xabi
Mhm.
Alonso.
I knew you were going to go with Xavi Alonso. I just had a
Love a
feeling.
bit of Xabi Alonso.
Don't we
Love
all
the
love
man.
Xavi Alonso? Oh my word! The fact that he said that he didn't really want to leave Liverpool to go to Real Madrid, even though he's Spanish and he grew up in Spain.
Yeah.
And Real Madrid were the Galacticos that he was growing up with, by the way, of those late 90s teams with Figo and
Yeah.
R9 and all of those players. And the fact that he just loved Liverpool, I love that man so much.
Yeah. I mean, when he came back with Leverkusen, we went for a little jog around Liverpool and stuff, didn't he? So he obviously likes the area enough, which is always good. And it seems to be a thing for Spanish players like in Liverpool, because Rafa Benitez has a house still in Liverpool, doesn't he?
And Torres still absolutely loves us as well.
Of course,
even though he had a bit of a rocky end to his career at Liverpool.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my midfield three of Gerrard, Xabi Alonso, and Robbie Whelan.
That's not bad, that at all.
It's a good three, that.
So I have one more pick, and that will be to complete the midfield. Oh, damn it, I really wanted Ronnie Whelan. I just really wanted him. Do I dare go for Jordan Henderson? Or no?
I mean, I was subtly thinking it just because of the captaining when we won the league, after 30 years.
And he was so good for us in that season where he won the league. Ian Callaghan, is that a... He was a bit of a winger, and then he became a central midfielder later in his career. Obviously, watching him back in the late 1950s myself. Okay, I've got two in mind. I'm either going Sammy Lee, or I'm going for Jan Molby. Just based on the fact that I love him so much, I think I'm going to go for Jan Molby. I know he joined sort of towards the end of Liverpool's success. I mean, he joined in '84 in the summer after we won the fourth European Cup. So he didn't have European success for us, but he did win 3 league titles and 2 FA Cups. One of them was the '86 one, where I mean, that's just such an iconic match, the '86 final. But it's his passing. He could put it on a nickel from 60 yards.
A nickel?
And put it on a nickel from 60 yards.
Put it on a nickel, come on.
And also the fact that he is Danish, but he sounds so Scouse when he's speaking English just makes me like him even more. Yeah. So I'll go for Jan. Yeah, I'll go for Jan Molby to complete the midfield before we move into the attack.
That's a good midfield. So before we go on to the attackers and then run through our overall team, we'll have a quick break and hear from the sponsors.
Your body is unique, and Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements. Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimize your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bioniq. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now.
Welcome back. So we're now going to move on to our attackers. I went first to pick for the last midfielder, so it's now Louie's turn. Do you want to start with the left wing or right wing or striker? Where do you want to go?
I mean, I'm looking to the right wing for obvious reasons.
Fair, yep.
I don't, but I kind of want to make it a bit interesting. So, I'll start with a winger.
Okay.
Heads is left, tails is right.
Okay,
heads. Okay, I'm going to the left wing first. Damn it. Okay. Right, so 2 players come to mind for the left wing. Or 3 if you want to put Ray Kennedy in there, but I think I'm going to rule him out just based on the fact that the other 2 are... Well, one of them I watched and was just absolutely phenomenal for us, and the other one I didn't watch, but I've met, so there's a bit of bias there. The one that I've met, and this is honestly the biggest flex of all time, John Barnes. And I'll tell you the story of how I met him, because I don't think I've actually told it on the podcast before. This was a school trip in London, and we went
Fair.
to the theatre for it in Marylebone for Immersive Great Gatsby. It's very,
Wow.
it was a very
Immersive Great
nice,
Gatsby.
yeah, the Immersive Great Gatsby experience in Marylebone. We were queuing up outside. By this time, I'd had some pre-drinks, and yeah, this was college, by the way. This wasn't
I was
high
about to
school.
say, like, what,
Yeah, they
Capri
weren't giving
Suns?
us. I should have. No, so we were in sixth form college. We were queuing up, and John Barnes just walks past us. And at
Wow.
first, I didn't recognize him because I just thought, wow, he looks a lot like John Barnes, but he's got a beard. And then I realized, hold on, he looks a lot like John Barnes, but if he had a beard, I didn't know he had a beard at this point. And then I
Fair.
just shouted, John Barnes. He puts his hand up. I sprint after him. By the way, I'm tipsy and I run away from the school trip that I was on. Round the
Yeah,
corner,
not the best
follow.
thing to do.
Yeah, probably not. And yeah, I got a picture with him. I told him I was a massive Liverpool fan. He called me good lad.
Good
So
lad.
really immersed himself in Scousland
Fair.
since moving from Watford. You know, he's Gerrard's idol as well. And he dominated that Liverpool team, like that Liverpool left-hand side in the late 90s as well. Captained us as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one is Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane.
He's the best football player in the world.
In the world.
God, who do I go for here? I think... this is so hard. This is really hard. Okay. I'm going to go for Sadio Mane based on the fact that I watched him.
Sadio Mane.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Sadio Mane. I mean, just so underrated, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
he had everything. He had absolutely everything apart from the goal scoring of Mo Salah, who he just unfortunately happened to be in the same team as at the same time.
Yeah.
But then again, he got his own back at AFCON, didn't he, when he took that penalty?
Yeah, I mean, like, all good choices. I mean, the depth of attackers that we have to pick from here is just insane. I think I might have to go for a non-traditional left winger. Just looking at the options, I mean, we have Mane, Firmino, Suarez, Torres, Owen, Fowler, Aldridge, Beardsley, Barnes, Rush, Dalglish, Keegan. Like these players, that Roger Hunt. Even
there's no bad shouts there at all.
No, it's not. And I like the fact it's going to have to be a long list of honourable mentions. Like that is what we're going to have to kind of tackle that. But yeah, I think Sadio Mane is a great shout. I think like maybe because he's only like left in recent years and still playing, he doesn't get the plaudits that maybe a John Barnes does. But I think that's a tremendous shout, and I think he deserves to be in the start in the 11. Where I've written right wing twice on here, left wing, Mane. Okay, so who am I going to go for? I mean, I've listed all those players. I need someone to kind of lock down that left wing. Who do I want to get that I don't want to lose? I think I might go for King Kenny.
You're putting Kenny on the left?
Kenny on the left. I mean, the striking options, I think that's how deep we are.
Damn, I really wanted Kenny for my striker.
I want Kenny, and I don't want to risk it. Because I'm going second at striker, so I'm wanting him. I'm wanting Kenny, but I know the choices at striker are so deep that I would also want maybe a Rush or a Suarez or any one of them in my team. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go for Kenny. I'm gonna have to stick him out on the left, but he's gonna be a left striker. He's gonna be up there.
Okay, so your left winger is Kenny, and now
right winger.
Wait, you're going to the right wing now rather than striker?
We'll go striker. I'll be nice. I will go straight. We'll go across the front line.
Because I was thinking, if you've got Kenny, then you might want the guy who played with him for all those years.
I think I have to kind of go for Rush. I think I have to go for Rushy.
And now this is giving me a headache.
So now you've got to kind of pick someone else to play strike. I mean, there's still very good choices. There's obviously Fowler, Owen, Suarez, Torres. all the
Firmino up there
S's.
as
You
well.
could probably make a shout for John Barnes playing up front as well if you really
No,
wanted.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. We've got too many great strikers already that I'm not going to go for Barnes up front.
Fair enough.
Keegan's such a shout, isn't he? Keegan is
Mhm.
such a shout. But it's the way he left and then was just immediately replaced by Dalglish, our greatest ever player, maybe.
Mhm.
And this is a headache. Or Suarez, but the one thing that's throwing me off about Suarez is the fact that he only won the League Cup with us, and he was only at Liverpool for like 3 years.
But those were a
And
good 3 years.
they were the best 3 years in the Premier League of any player that played for 3 years in the Premier League.
I think.
mean, how
did he
do you...
score? Is this right? Did he score 82 goals in 133 games?
Something like that.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. And he's got 31 goals in a season in 2013-14, bearing in mind he was coming back from a ban at the start of the season and didn't even take penalties.
Yeah.
That his performances against Norwich were just man against boys. It was like watching those videos of our senior players playing with the academy players.
Yeah.
And
Especially when we played Norwich.
Yeah, Torres. I mean, that first season, 3 hat-tricks. He carried the attack, and that partnership with Gerrard in midfield was incredible. And I may upset some people, but Owen is so up there.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only player, like Liverpool player, to win a Ballon d'Or while playing for Liverpool, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's the case.
And he was the first English player to win the Ballon d'Or since Keegan.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what to do. I do not know what to do, Michael. Okay.
Do you want to have time to think about it, and you can move straight to your right wing, because I think we know who you're going to pick for your right wing.
Yeah, obviously Salah. I mean, do I need to even explain? I mean, this season aside, he's been unbelievable for us every single season. And, player of the season last year, came 4th in the Ballon d'Or race, which he should have probably finished higher than Yamal, in my opinion.
Yeah. All PR, that. All PR that Yamal got higher than Salah.
We all know. Salah is straight in the right wing position.
Fair.
Maybe top 5, maybe Liverpool players ever. I mean, he's definitely
I'd say
up there.
top 4. I think he's Mount Rushmore.
Well,
I think there's a case for
Gerrard above
Mount
him.
Rushmore.
You'd put Dalglish above him. You'd put Rush above him.
Yeah.
And then you've got the headache with Souness and Hansen, and maybe Van Dijk as well.
I'd still say Salah is up there, especially if he carries on. Like if he manages, because he's in top scoring list, he's up there anyway, and he's definitely he's a case for him being our best foreign player.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Unless you count Welsh as foreign, and then Scottish as foreign. Actually, for that matter. Best Liverpool player to not come from the British Isles.
Fair, yeah. Okay. Striker you still need to pick.
I really want to say Suarez, but logic is screaming like he was there for 3 years and won a League Cup. But he was
the 3 years that he was there. Like, the League Cup is actually quite good.
Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna go for Suarez. Just those 3 years were just insane, and he was my favorite player to watch at Liverpool, and he was probably everyone's least favorite player who he played against because he was just so horrible. Yeah.
I mean, very good team that you've got there.
If you can excuse the... No, I can't say that. I can't say that.
Excuse the racism and biting. I think he's great.
Yeah.
but we don't excuse.
We don't excuse racism on GSPN. I just want to make that absolutely clear.
Just clarifying. Great footballer, not the best person.
Yeah.
But so moving swiftly on
with the kids.
Moving swiftly on. My right wing.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who you go with here.
because I think I've got the option. I've already playing Kenny on the wing. I may as well have the option of playing a striker on the wing. So I've got Barnes. He could probably give a shift at right wing. Fowler,
Cut in.
God himself.
Mm-hmm.
Owen or Torres or even Firmino, maybe.
No shout for
Mid-case.
Stevie Highway. I know we didn't watch him much, but I mean, he was there for a
outside
while.
the song, I've got to admit, off the top of my head, don't really know much, so I'm going a bit recency bias for players that I've either been told about or like I've seen.
11 years with us, unbelievable.
I don't think
What would Bill
I saw.
Shankly say?
Yeah, a bit before my time. I think I'm going to go for God himself. I think there's a reason why he was nicknamed God. That is Robbie Fowler, for anyone who doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to go for a front three of Fowler, Rush, and Kenny. Kenny. I think that's that's a solid front three. So I'll run through the teams just so that we have
Wait,
an
one
overview.
more thing. We need to pick a manager.
Oh, we
do
do
you get
managers.
the first pick?
Do I get the first pick, manager?
You get the first pick.
There's three.
Yeah. Which three could you possibly mean?
There's three. I'm going to go for Shankly.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'll go for Paisley then. Fine. Not my problem. We'll have the two Gates as our managers.
Yeah, there we go. And then Paisley. So I'll run through your team first.
Obviously.
So in comments or on socials or anything, I've written the teams out. Here you go. Bad handwriting, but I'll run through.
That's a mess. That is a mess.
I will run through. Manager, you've got Bob Paisley.
Mm-hmm.
Goalkeeper, you've got Allison. Back four of Neil, Lawrenson, VVD, and Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
Then midfield three of Molby, McDermott, Souness. And a front three of Mane, Suarez, and Salah. It's a very good team, that.
It's a very modern
team.
I didn't realise how modern the front three was.
Front three is quite modern, but then the rest of
All
it has got a good sprinkling of like old school, to be fair.
Yeah,
so.
I'm paying homage to the greats.
Yeah, mine's either big names or modern. I think that so. For mine, I've got manager Bill Shankly, goalkeeper Jerzy Dudek, back four of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alan Hansen, Sammy Hippier, and Andrew Robertson. Got very modern fullbacks. Midfield three of Ronnie Whelan, Xabi Alonso, Steven Gerrard, and a front three of King Kenny, Ian Rush, and Robbie Fowler.
You're asking a lot of those front three. I feel like they're going to be quite narrow.
I feel like they're going to score a lot of goals, though.
Yeah,
you could not going to create much. That's what Xabi Alonso's there for.
Hey,
leave Kenny score.
Kenny will create. He can come back.
He'll give it a go. He'll be able to do it. But
him and Fowler playing off each other, I'd imagine pretty well.
I think they're very even teams. I don't think there's much in them to kind of to say any difference. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see if we can do on socials like a poll or something like that. See if anyone can.
And we'll ask the GSPN group chat, and they might.
I'll take a picture. I'll send a picture
about
of this
Ray Clements. Say something about Ray Clements not getting into either of our teams.
Yeah. We should maybe write a list of honourable mentions just so that we don't get shouted at. But
oh, come on. Everyone knows great Liverpool players. It's just who makes the 11 and who's got the better 11.
Yeah. We need, and like we've said the caveat of we're going for people that either we know or we've heard of or we've been spoken to about. So out of them, these are our 11s. That is the end of the podcast today. We've had a lot of fun doing this. I mean, we've waffled on for a good period of time now. But thank you, Louie, for doing this with me. See you next time.
Cheers.
This podcast is part of the Global Sports Podcast Network, the only network bringing you exclusive daily news and views on your Premier League team, the Premier League, women's football, and fantasy football. A unique listening experience that puts fans first, bringing you the very latest breaking news from your team. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts from and make us your first listen every day. Global Sports Podcast Network. Every club, every day.